Previously on Trails Through Daybreak, the party went to the Institute of Science, where they realized Professor Callahan was the one abusing his underlings, despite how everyone was too scared to name him. When they confronted him, Callahan refused to take responsibility for his mistake and hid Quatre. At night, the party took on a scavenger hunt quest, and it turned out Ren helped Percy organize it. Domestic production is riding high right now, Verne especially. They're trying to secure a foothold in the sector as fast as possible. The Empire's operations will end soon, and the Reinford is on the up and up too. There's gonna be lots of competition soon. So it's no wonder the domestic companies are trying to secure domestic cash flows. I think the bank should follow suit. The CEO, Tausend, he's pretty conservative, but even he doesn't know what direction he wants the company to take. Being honest, I think that's his glaring weakness. For a CEO, he doesn't have much in the way of leadership. Feels like he's scared of losing the government's favor, and all of his corporate partnerships with it. Bearing all that in mind, I can see why he's just staying the course here. Don't rock the boat and all. The students from Aramis are really well behaved even at night. Guess that's what going to a prestigious school does for you. Oh, real quick, was it just me or did the network feel really laggy around noon today? I don't know what was up with that. We had just had it upgraded, so it's not like our equipment is bad. Oh, Van. Yo, what's up? You doing some puzzle solving? We're going over all the information we gathered. Man, there was so much to see, and there was that surprise right at the end. I know, right? I think I could use a break, though. There's only so much stuff that my brain can handle. I'm full. Now, don't just wander around town aimlessly, okay? You won't have a cohesive report without cohesive research. You should pick a direction and stick to it, then soak up as much info as you can tomorrow. Okay. And there's a student council pres side of her. Push comes to shove, she's right on top of things. I understand you have plenty of schoolwork to attend to, Miss Claudel, but please make sure to get enough sleep as well. Don't worry, I will. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I gotta visit the observatory in the special research building. That should give me plenty of material for my report. I'll join back up with you tomorrow. Let's make sure to get our parts done. Right, gotta sit down and focus on my report tomorrow. Now, what to write about? I'm thinking maybe film history. Ren showed me all sorts of stuff. I'd love to write about the Foundation and ZCF's tech too. Professor Cronkite's research is super fascinating. Even I'm learning new things. They say his work will be the future, and they're not lying. I heard he even had a leading hand in Xipha's development. I've only seen little hints of his discoveries, so what's more is he hiding ahead of his? And maybe I shouldn't dive too deep into that for this report. I'll just stick to what we all know. No way, that's high school level research she's doing. Indeed, I pitied the teacher tasked with reading her report. Such information density was not meant for human minds. Sounds like you had a pretty productive day out there, Anya. It's nice. We're splitting up tomorrow too, but I'll be able to take care of things here. Keep her Anya safe. I recognize those school uniforms. They're from a really famous academy back in the capital. Must be nice to be young. They should take the advantage of that opportunity while they can. I can't deny I'm envious. Never got to do any fancy trips or work studies when I was in school. Come on, what better topic to talk about right now than romance? Don't be such a prude. What? You're out of your mind. Well, that's right. Remember that one senior talking about it. Apparently romance is a popular topic on trips like these. Well, you can talk about it, but my lips are sealed. Oh, poor Albert. I can tell what you're thinking, you know. Well, yeah, I'm thinking, man, this dude's really freaking thirsty. He just talks about flirting all the time. I might be able to help with that. I do have some degree of experience. Whoa, really? Are you serious? Sounds like they could use a tip or two on touching some tea. Maybe I should bring them over to one of my local haunts. They are kids, you blockhead, and as long as they're on the clock, the only thing you're touching is notes, understand? Though in far bad, actually. No, perhaps I shouldn't broach that topic. Oh, what are you guys doing here? It's not what it looks like. I don't have a crush on anything. You have a crush. Shut up! Just leave me alone, alright? This is none of your business. Open book, this kid. Julian, help her out. Alright. The first step is trust, generally. Women like sincerity in a man. Back when I was in school in the Empire, I had this amazing group of upperclassmen who helped me with my studies. They've already graduated, but not before sharing some of their secrets on how to talk romance or something along those lines. This trip is an excellent opportunity to broaden our horizons. Little point being shy. So what we got? Today's reflections, tomorrow's plans, lots of stuff to keep track of. We sophomores have our big research papers to do too. Wait, what about James? Oh damn it! Did he sneak out again? Ren seems to have caught wind of that. I'll leave him to her. I believe it was back in the spring when she, did what she did. Though in his defense, James wasn't at fault. It was his partner in crime, Ronald, and he got crushed for it. Like, I'm talking flattened. Ever since then, when you know it, she's been super popular. James has his own recollection of things, I'm sure. He has a bit of a cloudy disposition. We've been getting reports over the last few days about comms acting up. But so far they're just little blips. We haven't seen any big outages yet, so there's not much we can do but keep watch. It's got me thinking about how behind the curve the force is, though. Cybercrime's only going to grow from here. We gotta be ready for it. So the network issues are still ongoing. Even our business lines have been spotty of late. It seems like that was resolved for a second, but evidently not. I see President Rooster's gone home for the day. He's quite the presence in the office. Our project's hit a major roadblock, unfortunately. We need more manpower if we want to deliver on time. The project itself is highly confidential. If the president could just agree to our budget, that would make things a lot easier. Another slog at work today. Just gonna head home, decompress, and get ready for tomorrow. I used to have this drinking buddy. She works at the institute. I haven't been able to get in touch with her lately, though. Because of that, I don't go out drinking as much anymore, but I miss that. I miss my drinking buddy. She won't even reply to my emails. Today's domestic lines are all operating on schedule. I heard the Transcontinental Railroad ran into another snag out east. Once you get out past Longley, all bets are off. Not much you can do about that. The Transcontinental Railroad's always running into trouble there. There's always something going on here at the Pavilion. We do industry press conferences, Z1 photo shoots, and even RC tournaments for kids. We make sure there's something for everyone here, so take a look around and take a load off. We hope to see you again. Ooh, this is the new ETWS model. Man, that's price though. That thing's a monster. Bet you the high bloods have one of those. Grr, how dare they one up Inger? I mean, it's not like I'm jealous. How's about a drink tonight, Chamberlain? It's been a while since we hit the town together. I figure we both deserve it. We both got put through the ringer, but we went and hit our sales quotas anyway. I might take you up on that. I could use a break to unwind after how hectic it's been lately. I do have some business stuff I wanted to talk to you about, though, like cost-cutting tactics and those new safety regs, namely. I personally want to try and broaden Ingert's customer base too. Maybe you could teach me a thing or two. Well, I wouldn't mind that, just as long as it doesn't get in the way of my frothy mugs. Competitors we may be, but we're fellow four-wheelers first and foremost. Petra's been putting a lot of thought into remodeling Leno's brand image. She's trying to get more mass-market appeal. I can stand to learn a lot from her marketing tactics. She really knows how to get products out there. Ingert has his customer base, and we're looking to broaden our reach too, where we can. Having someone like Chamberlain in charge of Ingert really lights a fire under me. It's like having a good rival, you know? We push each other to grow and develop bigger, better stuff. In the end, we both benefit. We're seeing that firsthand with Leno's success. I and the company as a whole grow and improve every day. Ooh, looks like everything's fine over here. But no matter how many rounds I do, I can't shake these nerves in my head. Add today's unexplained incidents and the whole place just feels wrong. I don't like it. So the guild's caught in too, have they? Figures. The Bracer Guild is as astute as ever. Shall we head to the Southern Canyon path after making it around? Sounds good to me. Might as well bring out the truck for that. Sometimes I drop by at night too. This store is almost becoming my life. That's not too weird, is it? Man, I wonder if I count as a regular now. I come here too often. You reckon the pharmacist knows me by name? Compared to her, she really isn't that much older than me, but she has her dream job and everything. She's amazing. I went to college here in Basel, so I'm honored that I get to practice my craft here too. I was almost going to work in Ramda after I did a foreign semester there, but Basel gave me an offer and I jumped at it. It's just so exciting, being able to work at the cutting edge of the industry, factor in the academy too, and it's a deeply fulfilling job. There's a bunch of stuff we can't explain. The monsters are just the latest headache. Could it all be connected, or am I just overthinking it? So those guys at the pavilion were actually real car racers. I heard them talking about how they came from the capital and stuff. Man, I wish I could go there and race the real thing too. I want to grow up already. I've got orbital lights, orbital appliances. A good chunk of my home is wired up. They say smaller products tend to be less reliable, but not Verne's. They're really built to last, and they're full of nifty features too. I went shopping to kill some time. It wasn't all a waste though. I got plenty of handy things at the Verne company store.
This tram is bound for the...
We don't see as many aero trams at night, but we're still online for your convenience. At this time of night, it's mostly workers at the institute coming home from work. I'm conducting research into the unexplained reactions we observe when drawing energy from Sepith. It's just one of orbital power's many mysteries. That forms one of the Foundation's goals, shedding light on how our modern world really works. It certainly isn't easy though. We have to commission those massive facilities just to analyze microscopic reactions. Is there really nothing I can do? How did it come to this? It's good we have Reinford and small arms sales now, but we don't know what to make of Marduk yet. They've started to rack up some market share now. Their inner workings are still a mystery, to say nothing of their schematics. And now they have the government backing themselves. We need to take them seriously. Okay, drive to Auge Canyon. Fighting with only 3 of us is gonna be tough. Will this area do the trick?
Yes, it should be perfect.
What's that? Oh, that's the big box.
Parabolic shards expanded, initiating satellite communications.
Holy shit. Again, some of her research was supposedly used in making it too. What is it, Theo? That wasn't what I thought it was it? A low-altitude communication satellite flying 900 stelj off the ground, under a sea of stars. One of the many cutting-edge orbments you guys are operating in secret, huh?
Indeed. Vern aided in its development, and the president of Calvard has given its use his tacit approval. As long as we continue reporting data on its usage, admittedly.
Sounds like him, alright. So this is how you report to HQ without the risk of anyone listening in.
That's correct. I don't believe communicating using Basel's orbital network to be safe at this point in time. As a Code E matter, the main AI in our headquarters will begin analysis and threat level determination as soon as it has received the proper data.
Must make things easy just having a computer do everything for you.
Something about that just doesn't sit right with me.
There's two sides to every coin, as the saying goes. Barduke ain't the only one whose tech level is off the charts. Hell, it's not even tech, it goes for martial arts, magic, and the like too. The Genesis and Almata aren't much different. But whether something's above board or not, it all comes down to how you choose to grapple with it. You should try and keep that in mind.
Sure. Loud and clear, Professor Arkride. I was forced to grapple with that damn tyrant. I know what I'm doing on that front.
Yeah, I suppose you do. You don't mind me telling the other two all that's happened here, by the way?
By all means. Whether it's permitted under our company rules is a gray area. But that is the Arkride Solutions way, isn't it?
Ah, look at that. It seems like I can't stop rubbing off on people.
So I've noticed.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry for bothering you so late. I thought you would be in for the night by now.
Oh, it's you. Wait. You may have seen the satellite from the observatory, yes. I was just calling to ask for your help with something. So over at the Institute not too long ago, we... Got it, we're meeting at the main gate, right? We'll be there in 20. We should go grab small fry on the way there. Of course they're spying on us from far away.
The preparations are coming along nicely. This is going to be fun. Much as I wish we didn't have to leave most of the execution to that filthy worm.
He is an overseer much like myself. I am sure he will play his role perfectly. Just take care not to let the window of opportunity pass you by.
Who do you think you're talking to, puppeteer? As if I would fail.
This battlefield will soon be an essential part of the preparations for our endgame. I will be looking forward to seeing what you can do as well, Golden One.
I shall do whatever my contract asks of me. Farewell for now.
Our satellite would have noticed them or something. Or maybe it doesn't work like that.
There you are. I'm glad you all came.
Yep, hey there. Wait a second, haven't we met this chick? That's right, earlier today.
Oh, I remember you too.
I wasn't aware that you had already met. This is Associate Professor Esmeré, another one of Professor Hamilton's students.
That's me! My full name is Esmeré Archette. What a surprise! So you are the problem solvers I've heard so much about. And one of you is just too adorable!
Ah,
Please, Essie, this isn't the time for that. I did tell her to go home, but she insisted on staying to help us.
Why must you be so cold, Quatre? I I could never abandon my little brother in his moment of need.
Little brother? We're just students under the same professor.
What do you mean, just? Here's what you get for being so mean. Come here.
Stop that, please!
Man, I think we could swap bodies for a sec, kiddo? Well, the more people familiar with this place that we have to show us around the bar, the bigger our group, the higher chances of finding this intruder we're looking for. That's true, I didn't see him directly, just to be clear. But Fio sensors detected an unregistered individual entering the building, so they didn't use that stupid card to get in here. It's also worth considering that the security system used here is too advanced for just anyone to be able to slip through it. I would consider this. Would consider this could be Fio sensors malfunctioning, but as it is a drone based on Xipha technology, I very much doubt it. The reading is correct, I am sure. Stealth mode. Well, let's see what we can do. We might find ourselves stumbling on clues we couldn't find earlier today if we're lucky. We're taking you two with us, but just be careful, okay? We'll be fine. We have Fio and Zeros with us, after all. Let's get to work. Engaging search mode. What if it turns out to be Grim Cat? Wouldn't kill us to be more tense here. Haha. Oh no, the hurry split. This institute is so moody at this time of night. Oh, feeling scared? Of course not. A Kruger warrior would never be afraid of something like ghosts. I'm not remembering all the ghost stories I heard at school or anything. That would be silly. Alright, alright. Small quantity of residual shards detected. Shards, here! So someone used their Xipha here. Let's have a quick look around just in case.
That dining hall's a bit suspect, but first things first.
Additional residual shards detected.
These readings are a little denser than before.
Does that mean we're not alone?
Guess I wasn't imagining things.
The cafeteria is empty, huh? Boo, I can't sense anyone here either. By the way, was that green-haired girl the only one left in the building when we got here apart from our intruder? Not quite. Professor Cronkite already returned home for the day, so he won't be here. There are also several security guards along with Professor Callahan and his assistants. I tried calling out to them from the other side of the door, but they were too focused on their work to notice. No surprise there, I guess. Well, let's just put them out of our minds for the time being. Professor Hamilton's students are sure an eclectic bunch, huh? You included. I don't want to hear that from you. Still, I think that just goes to show how open-minded she is. She doesn't care about race, upbringing, or anything other than finding the good in everyone, then working the better bring it out. Everyone knows her as the martyr of the Orbital Revolution, but even to this day, she's striving to develop technology to help those in need. On top of that, she's kind and considerate. I've never met anyone like her. She sounds amazing. She was the one responsible for reviving and extending Farbad's Oasis too, wasn't she? I can really tell just how much you respect her. I can never not respect her. Whoa! This feels like orbital camouflage. Is it really Grim Cat? So, house we visited earlier today is where Mr. Salesian and Professor Hamilton live then. That's right, the professor took him in 9 years ago and he's been living with her since. The two of them, along with me and Professor Cronkite, are like a family now. So that's why people call him her favorite. If she left the country 2.5 years ago, however, that's right, he puts on a brave face, but he misses her so much. She's off trying to solve the problems in the east, so there's no telling when she's going to be back. The story about closing down the observatory seemed to come about because of me and Professor Cronkite too. He never confided in us. Instead, he tried to fix the problem all on his own. Professor Cronkite's really busy at the moment, so he can't really be around very much. I just wish I could pick up the slack and support Quatre like a real big sister should. Kiddo's got a parent, huh? He was trying to sort out that problem down the mine alone too. But he's not the kind of age when kids want to act older than they are. Better just leave him be if you ask me. Perhaps you're right, but being there for one another is what families do. I'm a little envious, to be honest. Oh? Did you find something, Zeros? Guess we better give it a look. We sure didn't find anything downstairs though, so I'm not getting my hopes up. I agree, let's see if we can find anything. There's one person I could look at in that room.
This robo might act like a real-ass dog.
Doesn't it? I spent many nights coding the design so it'd perfectly replicate a wolf's mannerisms.
Leave it to the bioengineering department's rising star to go above and beyond.
You really need to get a life.
Indeed.
There I was thinking it was time to close for the evening. What's gotten into me? Oh well, the time will come eventually. Our closing routine is more complicated than you might think. We have to be real careful of the more important books in our archives. There's the security system, there's the underground storage. It's a lot to do. If you wouldn't mind steering clear, I'd appreciate it. Were there two invisible people then? We ran into one, but then where could the other be? See, nothing here. Well, that's strange. He went the other way. We should have surrounded them. The door's ajar. Did it just open itself? No, that doesn't. Where are you going, Zeros? Huh? What is it, Zeros? There. That didn't look like Judith. Wait, was that? Whoever they are, the ancients using stealth shards. They appear to be combining them with something else. They're stacking that with the Ramda? Feel, we're going after them. Understood. We're going too. Wait for me! Oh no. No, it's you! No, it's just a wild goose chase, no! You're not the one we're looking for.
Wait! I surrender! I surrender!
CID. A woman, she looks kind of familiar. And there was me thinking it'd be that kinky cat or someone from the mafia. Huh? Who's that? She must be a member of the faculty then. She must not be a member of the faculty then. Man, it did cross my mind that might be you, but I wouldn't have put my mirror on it. Here is one of Kincaid's subordinates. I don't think I've ever caught your name. Oh, so the desk jockey's got a gopher then.
You watch what you're calling me.
Is this an acquaintance of yours?
I was hoping not to make contact with you while I was here. But I see I underestimated just how friendly you would get with the faculty here in less than 24 hours. I did hear you had a way of conning everyone you meet into liking you, Arkride, but you work fast.
I ain't conning anyone, I'm just that likable. Also, if you're gonna try to burn someone, maybe try doing it when you're not pinned under a dog.
You think I'm enjoying this? Just get it off me!
I can't eat another bite and gotten. And it looks like you guys did the rounds. We sure did, though we may have overdid a tad for it being our first day. But now I have a better idea of just what is happening in the city. You do? You mean about the bandwidth? The bandwidth thief?
My name's Kayla McMillan. That's my real name, for what it's worth. I'm a second lieutenant in the CID, and I'd prefer it if that and all we discuss are kept off the record.
I thought you were here on the job from Elsheim. So the CID isn't also involved then. Yeah, we knew the CEO might try to hide stuff from us, so we kept one of our clients a secret. We just didn't expect one of their guys to use a mix of Xipha and Ramda stealth to sneak in here. I apologize for the trouble I ended up causing. My intention was to investigate so we had a backup in the event you didn't succeed. I never expected to be found. Clearly, I shouldn't have underestimated the Institute of Science's technological prowess. VO is cool. Of course, very cool. I don't get it. Why sneak in here at all? You couldn't just let us do our thing. I assume she concluded that the current situation was too serious not to do anything. That about the long short of it? The current state of the orbital network and the distribution network is definitely a problem. I had them go down on me the other day too. We managed to get things running again, but it was still a big hassle. But just why is this happening at all? There's only one possibility I can propose. That would be unusually intensive parallel distributed computing. I'm not expert in the field, but all that comes to mind for me too. And we're of the same mind. I'm totally lost. Yeah, the hell are you guys talking about? Orbital computers have been getting bigger and faster over the past few years. And the bigger they get, the more orbital energy they consume. In short, yes, the larger and more complex the tasks you require of them, the more power they will consume. Orbments regenerate orbital energy over time and don't generally need an external power source. That changes, however, when the amount of energy consumed vastly exceeds the orbment's ability to generate it. Yet the orbital distribution network that serves as the external source is also heavily taxed. That leads to a temporary decrease in the amount of energy available and a spike in the amount of orbital network traffic. That theory alone would be enough to explain the issues you're here to investigate. Does parallel distributed computing really consume that much orbital energy? It's when you borrow the processing power of multiple computers through the net to do greater calculations, right? I'm impressed you know about such cutting-edge tech. Isn't that similar to what Elysium did? Now, connecting a few terminals isn't going to consume much energy at all. What do you think would happen when we were to connect all the terminals in the city? Do you think hacking is behind this? The flow of the orbital distribution network looks to me like it's being manipulated. If you intentionally adjust the flow on the erratic schedule, you can make it seem like issues are occurring at random. I might even call doing just that my specialty, but I find this here to be a distastefully crafty way of going about it. Still, while it's possible on paper, I can't imagine parallel distributed computing taking place on such a vast scale. As for controlling the orbital distribution network itself, that's simply unimaginable with our current technology. We still don't know all there is about orbital energy and how it works. Oh, but wait. Yeah, a situation mirroring that unimaginable scenario happened not all that long ago. It was around the most recent occupation of Crossbell. There were miracles and calamities born from large-scale distributed processing that should have been impossible with our current tech. So impossible I never thought the same could happen here in the Republic, even if this is on a smaller scale. Indeed, we analyzed the situation ourselves at Marduk and reached the same conclusion about what happened. Risette. That confirms it then. She finally clues us in. I heard some about what went down in Crossbell, but if this is the same as that, then that spells trouble for us. Right, and this isn't the first time we've run into something that connected to that whole incident either. Don't know if they're deliberately setting out to replicate Crossbell Steel, but there's one thing we need to get cleared up right off the bat. We've got to assume someone's out there trying to do research station that can only be done with parallel distributed computing. So the question becomes, who is it? What's the point in asking a question with only one clear answer? Professor Callahan. He's trying to create a miracle. Just what does he think he's doing? He's changed a ton over the past few years, but I didn't think he was up to something of this magnitude. This number belongs to...
Is that you, Silesian?
Professor Callahan, what's wrong, sir?
I'm so sorry. I screwed up. Please, stop this. They want my...
Professor Callahan! What just happened? He's in a special research building, right? We must hurry. What? Damn. Ugh. Professor, where are you, Professor? Start to decode. These people haven't touched grass for days, so of course they're like this. So of course they're falling apart and collapsing. The professor failed to touch grass for so long that he's basically disappeared from existence. Just what's going on here? Professor Callahan has gone missing, and you're here with some evidence that he's been abusing his power. Even the police and guild have barged into the Institute wanting to question me. You people have been here for a day. Are you some sort of plague being brought down upon us? It's not their fault. This is Professor Callahan's problem. No, it's all our problem. Quatre. Luckily you didn't know about assistants being harassed left and right. Ugh, just what do you want me to do about it in my position? It's not my place to say anything about his research. I'm sure this is one of the difficult things about being a joint venture group owned by multiple investors. But I also imagine the benefits outweigh the difficulties. Anyone could see that the professor was on the rampage. And the problems with the orbital network and its distribution are just as clear. Let me just shoot straight with you. Was that professor linked to any strange groups? You know, like the mafia or anything? I'd like to believe that he wasn't, but I can't say for sure. It's pretty normal for the Institute of Science and the Bernie Company to accept outside funding. In other words, the ground is fertile for corruption. And I can't write off the possibility with all those new terminals he suddenly had on him. Stop this pointless conjecture. You have no evidence. If rumors like this were leaked to the public during such a crucial time, how about acting like a leader for once in your damn life? These youngsters were hired so the police and guild wouldn't have to get involved. And while we sit here scrambling for answers, who knows what Professor Callahan is up to? Tell me, is there ever going to be a better time than now to step up as CEO, Bill? Supervisor. Fine, I'll tell you everything I know. But please, keep this just between us. Of course, our team always keeps matters like this confidential. We're contracted with one of your biggest shareholders, the Principality of Elsheim. We have nothing to gain from hurting your image. And everything to gain from earning some brownie points of Verne. Professor Callahan first began to change around a year or two ago. He received a request from the Republican Army to develop the next generation of weapons, something he excelled in. But when the time came to propose ideas, he lost in his own field. Professor Cronkite was accepted. I knew that was it. Ever since he's been doing research on his own like a man possessed. I don't know what it is he started researching, but whatever it was, it required an immense amount of capital and manpower. There came to a point where he started seeking out every sponsor he could. Then half a year ago, I heard a place called the Anchorville Company offered an unprecedented amount of money. What generic sounding company name? Wonder who that could be. That name. So it got caught in your information network too, eh? Don't tell me this is the same thing as in Longport. Indeed, the Anchorville Company, much like the Melsalem Train Company, is also one of their shell corporations. Who are we talking about? A certain mafia. They're called Almata, and they're on both the guild and the police's radar. What? Professor Callahan was involved with people like that? I've heard the rumors, been expanding their territory an awful lot with late. Just how the hell could you have overlooked something like this? It's not my fault, I only got the info the other day. And what else could I do? Do you know what could happen to me if I put a pause on research for the mafia? Think about the poor assistants who ended up helping them without even realizing it. So after losing against the genius professor, he started focusing entirely on his own research. My bet is that he's sticking to his same field of expertise. And this guy's turning out like Dr. Wily. And the mafia has invested massive funds in his work. I have a bad feeling about this, a really bad feeling. The network delay that dropped down to 0.35% has gotten worse again as of this morning too. That makes it highly possible he's continuing his research in our location. But just where on earth could that be? Sounds like we got a good old-fashioned manhunt on our hands. We're gonna be combing through this place way more than we did yesterday. I take it there are no objections. I don't like it, but I know it must be done. Better give our cards the proper ranks, son. Just fine, give me your cards. All the way to A. Or B, okay. Rank B, the certification level you mentioned. Yeah, that one almost never gets issued. I'm not trying to bitch, but they might as well just give us rank A at this point. No, that's pretty impossible. Besides, we'll be able to get around much harder than we could yesterday with these. Let's get to work. Time to get one over on that over that mafia.
I have a favor to ask. If at all possible, do you think I could accompany you?
Oh?
As Professor Hamilton's student, this situation with Professor Callahan isn't entirely unrelated to me, and I very much consider it my job to do something about it in her stead. Please, let me come with you.
Quatre. Yeah, that's fine with me. But just to give you a heads up, our work takes priority. That means you're going to be tagging along while we take care of business. That going to be a problem? You mean like yesterday? That's fine. I wouldn't even mind helping out if there's anything I can do. Well, we're counting on you guys. I'll reach out to my contacts and see what I can dig up while you're at it. And just don't do anything too crazy, okay, Quatre? Don't worry so much, Essie. I'm in good company. Whatever it takes, I'm determined to set things right while she's not here to do it herself. I know. I'll start talking to any dealers who supply Professor Callahan the parts. If I hear anything back, I'll let you know. Take good care of the boy. Yeah, you got it. By the way, Agnes, it glowed last night, didn't it? It did, yes. Most likely at the same time as when Professor Callahan's final transmission went out. We're getting close then. Yes, the last time the Genesis glow like that was... what are you talking about? What's the Genesis? Don't worry about it. Work stuff. I'm sure we'll pull you in eventually. I hope you don't mind, Quatre. If you say so, it must be something that could take a while to explain. So where should we start? If possible, I'd like to first speak to Yang. You would better know him as Professor Cronkite. That guy, our missing professor, had a beef with, right? Yeah, I bet he'd know a thing or two about his research. Sounds good to me. Plus, I think it's about time we have a little talk with yesterday's client. The anonymous one. Not so anonymous to us at this point. Come on, let's settle the score. So we'll be making the rounds through Newtown, the Artisanal District, before heading to the Institute of Science. That sounds perfect. Then may day 2 of our work begin. Okay, he joins again. I see. We just got back from a delivery to the Institute, but it sounds like something big went down there. The heck did I miss? It was in the special research building, I heard. Average Joes aren't even allowed in there. I don't want to be a foreigner side while they're dealing with all that. What's a delivery boy to do?
Have your authentication.
Guess we'll stop to sit tight for now. Maybe get the supplies to someone in charge. I reported all this to the Edith's branch and brought Jen up to speed. They said they were going to try looking into the Anchorville company for us too. I investigated that myself and I learned that they've been bringing this suspicious freight truck into the city lately. I'll have to look into that more. Could it be related to Almata's dealings with Professor Callahan? We need to be proactive here or we'll have another far out in our hands. Stay sharp, everyone.
Alright.
Info leak. Some classified info got stolen. Before things blow up, I want you to get it back. Please keep this a secret from my Vernate employees. I'll be waiting in the hotel lobby. Harrison.
Interesting. So these are the sorts of odd jobs you take on.
When boarding the Aerotram, please have your... Yeah, the requests are a little under the table in nature. They're hard to bring up to the guild.
Professor Callahan's undeniably smart, but all the same, he has a bad habit of panicking and rushing into bad decisions. That's always been his weak point, really. He has trouble stepping back and clearing his head. Well, I had way too much to drink last night, but it was a decent chance to shoot the show with the artisans at least. They're a lot more reliable than I first thought. They take a lot of pride in doing their job right, just like I do. I was supposed to be the middleman between them and the higher-ups, so looking back, I've just been pushing the higher-ups' agenda onto them. I gotta start listening to their side of the story, you know? Maybe they can do their job better in that way.
Alrighty.
One of our guests was saying that our network issues have gotten even worse over the last day or so. Some people are just going off the grid altogether and staying offline until it all blows over. Ironically, our online ordering system is a bit more stable now. Guess there's less demand on the grid or something. Some of our guests have been talking about gift card landing some big new project. It's a common story nowadays. There's a lot of demand for research now, and that's good for the spirits and business both. I really think we've been helping them along our own way. Now we've just got to step up our game with their projects ramping up. They gotta eat. It makes me all the more glad I got my brother to develop that online ordering system. It's a real lifesaver. Those two siblings are like a whole routine in and of themselves. Never gets old watching them work the floor. The network issues have messed up my itinerary today, so I'm just standing by here. Well, I'm not complaining. There's hardly a boring moment with those two around. I've got a big meeting with a representative from Vernate today. I really can't be bored, if I'm being honest. I agreed to help to the trip for the pleasure first and business second. I need to at least act like I care, or I can kiss any future business trips goodbye. And I can't have that now, can I? I gotta suck it up and nail this meeting. If for nothing else, for securing cushy trips like these in the future. Ooh, even on a slow day, I'm running all across town. Crazy to think this isn't even close to peak. Gilly says the online service is glitching out for some reason, so we're not getting as many delivery orders today. Just goes to show how many people are starting to use it. Now it's bugging out, the whole system is backed up.
The goddess of the skies.
I heard a professor from the institute went missing. He only paid the 86 cents for guiding hand to them. I'm far from an expert on this city and its customs, but I believe the goddess's light shines brightly here all the same. I'll pray for Professor's safety today.
Indeed.
I've heard about Professor Callahan's disappearance as well. We have asked the congregation to share any hints towards his whereabouts, but we haven't learned anything so far. I did also hear that he had been mistreating his assistants. I hope it was only coincidence that his assistants looked exhausted whenever I would see them, but I was wrong, I see. Technology is really taking off, but it's always because of violence that it leaps like that. The road to progress is paved in blood. Crossbow last year was proof of that. Never seen anything like that in all my years. I heard Callahan was working like a man possessed in the days before he went missing. I can only wonder what he was working on. There's just something about his disappearance that gives me deja vu. I got a real bad feeling. Man, I sat down with my son last night, but we still couldn't really see eye to eye on things. I can't figure out kids worth a damn. I just want to help him figure out what Pappy wants to take in life. The workshop will let him find the way it works for him. But I can never get that through to him. Maybe I'm just not good at explaining it. And yeah, I can see how this workshop ended up the flag bearer for the whole Artisans Guild. Each of the other workshops we visited specializes in their own little niche instead of covering all the bases. It's all of them working together that makes Vernay the powerhouse that it is, and the city along with it. Real big on tech, isn't he? Heh, nerd. Yeah, he's always had an eye for these things. As a native of Basil, I'm happy to see people learn about what makes this place so nice. We're browsing the Artisanal District at the moment. These workshops are quite impressive. Basel reminds me a lot of Zeiss. It's this factory city over in Liberal. And all these engineering types remind me of a certain old fellow too. Who would that be? Oh, nobody. Heh. You've gotten yourselves wrapped up in yet more trouble, haven't you? Do be careful. That goes for all of you. We will. Don't worry. If we need your help, we'll let you know. Okay, who is this chick anyway? Suspicious with a capital S. I'm glad I was able to chat with Gus Carter while I was here. It would have been such a wasted opportunity otherwise. There's something else on my mind too. Something worrying. But it could just be nothing, of course. I'll have to poke around a little just in case. The Artisanal District has this unique vibe to it. It's so unlike the rest of the city. It's really charming. I just wish there weren't so many stairs here. It's funny when you can use the aerotron to get around, but when you can't, ugh, it's a nightmare. I get why, but still, could they not have built this city in the middle of a ravine? I imagine getting around town was even more difficult before cars and trams. Thanks so much for letting me come along on this delivery. Oh, whoa. Is that the top secret project over there? That's so cool. Easy boy, you're like a big old puppy. Even the small stuff on this job is serious business, you know? We gotta make sure we do every step right. I just feel nervous letting you in on a big project like this already. So I can stop making you nervous, will you let me on? I just gotta get better, right? I guess that's not the wrong way to take what I said. Look, just start looking before you leap. You gotta stop charging blindly into things, bud. I'm really dying to take part in that project. I gotta hurry up and get smithing. The boss really doesn't like my work, though. I do kind of feel like I'm rushing things, but how can't I? He's always yelling in the background. It puts me on edge. Maybe there's a time or place when it's nice and quiet. I'll try and make some more stuff then. Voyager's optimism is probably his biggest strength. He always looks on the bright side of things. He just has this habit of rushing headfirst into everything. Makes for sloppy work sometimes. I wouldn't be so opposed to letting him work on his own if he could show me that he actually knows what he's doing. Tausend. If he wanted to do what's best for Vernay, he'd grow a damn spine. No, he can't know about every little under-the-table deal that those billion subsidiaries are doing. But it's still his job to keep everything above board. He's got to stamp that crap out when he sees it. We, the Artisans Guild, are going to try and crack down Callahan. If Tausend won't do it, we'll bring out Blockhead down ourselves. We're starting with his supply chains. He might have checked up in some abandoned warehouse somewhere. We're tracking his purchases too. I heard about what happened over at the Institute. It sounds like the Artisans Guild is helping out however they can. I'm really worried for Quatre though. And the Institute, we can't just let those goons take it over, or all of Professor Hamilton's work will go to waste. Rio let me come along like usual, but she said today she was scared to leave me at home. And everybody's kind of sad today for some reason. I wonder what happened. Some students from Aramis came by to visit earlier. I wasn't able to tell them much, but I did give them a general overview of what we do here. They were smart cookies, but each of them was leaps and bounds above the others. One of them was leaps and bounds above the others. Hard to believe she was just a student. Even the supervisor was impressed. About Professor Callahan, if you learn of his whereabouts, please let us know. We haven't been able to reach him. He's been our company advisor for years and years, and now he's just gone. I can only hope he's safe, wherever he is. Indeed, this is likely the best compromise available. This should at least get the project off the ground. Well, frankly, I don't see what's in it for us. This is a big responsibility for a little benefit down the river. That said, I heard grumblings of a different project. And try and pull some strings for you there. I appreciate it, but we should be fine. This project is that project is a bit unique. Honestly, I don't know much about it myself. We don't know who's working on it, wherever it is. It's highly confidential. So it seems. I'm not privy to any of that info myself either. Every company has its secrets, but it's rare to run into a project even more confidential on their own. What are they up to there? I'm sorry I can't go into more detail. This is a very strange project. I heard they've expunged all their international engineers from the project too. Now that piques my interest. I don't have any inroads there though. I can't brute force my way into that war room. I got this report from the main branch that one of their terminals is acting up. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I hope it's just a technical gremlin and not a serious problem. But any downtime at all is bad business and bad optics. We better get back up and fast, or we'll lose more than just money. Basel is a hub city for many of the country's top manufacturers. The biggest names all have operations here. That's a big strain in the power grid, hence the massive orbital generator to keep it all afloat. It powers everything, from manufacturing plants to research stations. Even the trains run on the generator. Our lights started flickering this morning, and I'm not sure why. Surely the lamps aren't all going bad at once. We check them regularly. We'll have to lodge a ticket with the utility people. We've got our own problems to iron out though. Our communications network got thrown out of whack here. I have a friend who works for a factory on the outskirts of town. Turns out their comms are all messed up too. I knew a lot of places got damaged, but I wasn't expecting to get through to all the big factories and facilities too. The factories in the pavilion are constantly having their instruments checked. I'm hearing that the factory on the outskirts of town has been having power and comms troubles too. They're manufacturing our new model. It's supposed to go on sale in the spring. I hope they get that resolved soon, that it doesn't spread. That was really nice. Gotta see the Z1 exhibit and everything. Probably best we head on home now. Yeah, I'm fresh out of travel money now. I really owe my uncle for that. Oh wait, that reminds me. He told me to say hello to a friend of his at the factory. He said he's a manager there. Go figure he's got friends in high places. Sure, why not? I know it's kind of just an errand, but man, the thought of being a factory manager has me psyched. Right, I'm gonna ask if we can watch him work. My uncle wanted me to run some errands for him in exchange for covering my travel costs. Get this, one of his old friends is a factory manager, and I get to meet him. You think I'll get to watch him work too? I'll have to ask my uncle. Surely he can pull some strings for his super cute niece. But aren't they working on a top secret mech? I've been seeing a bunch of cops around here since this morning. Way more than usual. Did something happen? We better be careful, just in case. Lucy is really cool. She's so calm and collected, and she's really good at what she does. She's like the opposite of me. I just go hopping from one odd job to another, but she's landed her dream job already. Maybe I should take notes and figure out what I should want to do. You know, maybe I can just start working at the pharmacy. I think I'm on good terms with Lucy now. Maybe she can teach me. I got in touch with Sydney for the first time in a while. Goddess almighty, it makes me sick to hear what that professor put her through. They said it was because she was the only woman in the lab, but that's not an excuse at all. Her health really suffered because of it. Anyway, maybe I'll buy something from the drugstore as a little pick-me-up. My mentor, Professor Aureli, told me about what happened at the Institute. I didn't want to believe the rumors, but you could see it all written on those poor victims' faces. They look terrible. As a pharmacist, I want to do whatever I can to help them recover, those women especially. Store's been hit by this orbital instability business too, so I went ahead and double-checked her wiring. As expected, our setup is perfectly fine. It's something bigger going on in the city. Our manager's talking with HQ to try to get it fixed, but outside that, there's nothing we can do. I'm not too familiar with burning weapons myself. Interesting. I swung some Erebonian makes and compared to those, these are much lighter and easier to carry. They just take out some of the bulk in exchange. I don't imagine they have stuff like two-handers like my grandfather used. Bit of a shame. Oh, kid knows the stuff. Not really meet a two-hander specialist. From what I heard, Julian hails from a line of renowned Erebonian swordsmen. Certainly looks the part. There's something strange about him, though. Can't put my finger on it. Incidentally, Ren made for the Artisanal District, right? Maybe she's thinking to buy Tita a souvenir or something. I feel like I owe her one as well. She was a huge help last year. Tita, that name rings a bell, but I can't place it.
Well...
I'm from Le Mans, you see. It's a nation rich with lakes and gorges. West fishing is a popular hobby there. I started early myself. I know I'm in denial. I know it's not healthy for me. But the truth hurts more. Sigh.
Very well.
Oh, what you doing here? What's all the nuts and bolts there? Oh, are you modding your car? Modding sounds so illegal. I'm just tuning it. I can't beat you just by being a better driver. I need a better car too. Well, you're not very good at tuning either, though. Remember when you tried to fix the radio that one time? Shut up. You said you wouldn't talk about that again. And besides, your dad's workshop has been helping you with your car too, haven't they? It's only fair I get to work on mine. No, I don't mod my cars one bit, though I thought I told you that. Wait, you don't? And how you really just drive them that good? Yep, what's the point in buying a win when you can earn it instead? You're telling me I never stood a chance? All things equal, she still beats me. The guys at Dad's workshop have been teaching me about what parts do and how to mod stuff. It's really cool. But modding an RC car to be faster is kind of lame, so I keep it stock. I want to win fair and square. Huh, didn't Van mod yours though? Or was it, or did it already come with, no, yeah, I think it was modded. I think it was an external part. I thought everybody else was modding their cars, but nope, it was just me all along. I mean, just how the heck does Milia drive a car like that with no mods at all? Doesn't make sense. Workers everywhere have been grumbling about problems with their orbital equipment. I hope they get that fixed soon. It's been a headache for my husband too. He came into work and the machines at his workshop just wouldn't work. So I was talking to the store manager a second ago, yeah, right? He said the latest consumer model orbital cameras can take video too, like movie cameras do. I'm sure the quality's not as nice. Gotta make concessions for consumer grade stuff. But man, what if I could make my own homemade movies? I can't believe you can just do that now. I'm hyped out of my mind. Just think about it, my own movie, recorded and directed myself. What is it? Is it really only the top-end cameras to do that? And they cost how much? Oh gosh, I'm gonna go mad. I gotta get my hands on one of those, but how? So like Shin Young won't reach. Julian went out to go check out the weapon shop and he hasn't come back. Is it just me or am I the only one actually trying to say stuff here? Agnes, what's your take? Or well, who's it say? Julian was telling me that honesty is what girls like. Then you gotta be yourself, you know? That makes a lot of sense. From this day forward, I'm gonna be the most honest guy you've ever seen. The distribution network seems really unstable right now. I'm worried it might affect our tuning service. I did some digging and I confirm it's not just us. The whole city's running into issues. I contacted HQ about it, but they said they don't have a timetable. We might have to put them in the hot seat if this keeps up. Not a single eyewitness report either. Nobody in the town saw a thing. Are we just grasping at straws here? I guess we can try the workshop area in the airport. I don't know. I guess Blanca's right. There's always a stone unturned. Let's flip and do another comb through. I wonder if Alice has gotten any leads yet. We should meet back up soon.
When boarding the Aerotram,
I heard news of an incident at the Institute. The police were asking around for information and eyewitness reports. We have logs of everybody's Aerotram trips from their certification cards. You can scan it to get on and off. We couldn't find anything that might relate to the incident. I'm sorry we couldn't be any help. We're actively searching for Callahan, but it looks like the CAD is already on the move themselves. The fact that they're showing up means that this ain't your everyday incident. There's gotta be more to this. I hate entrusting things to them, but we're in no position to turn them down. Well, looks like you hit the nail on the head. This whole thing is linked to the mafia. How do you know? Because freaking guild, you'll stick your nose in every damn corner, I swear. Oh, don't be salty about it, but that's just what their comms network gets them. Yeah, I think it could be really useful for us too if we just work together. Heh, you good there, guys? I don't remember them dogpiling him like that. Are you picking up on his sarcasm? Anyway, we know that what we gotta do now. We're gonna get our equipment sorted out and then we move. You guys stay sharp out there. Beneath that prickly exterior, he really does care for us, huh? Indeed, perhaps a certain spriggan is rubbing off on him. We've got lives on the line here. Everything else can go on the back burner. Especially since this is the mob we're talking about here. Unfortunately, it's against guild regulations for B ranks and lower to operate alone, so I gotta pair up. Don't get reckless out there. Loop back with the guild first, got it? It was bad enough trying to work through the network issues. It was driving our online reservation system haywire. We had double bookings, outages, RAM cancellations. It was a nightmare. We've never had to deal with anything like that before, and I hope we don't have to do it again. It's horrifically bad for ratings. Today, we finally meet with the Verne company to hammer out a big partnership. Cooperation with the academic community is one of the Verne's founding principles, so they're pretty receptive to the idea. It's just after the foundation got cut out, things have been a bit dicey. But I can't let that get to me. I'm gonna ace this. Just rehearse and execute. Okay, maybe execute is a bit much, but I'll get it done, one way or another. I gotta focus on bringing everybody together, but can I? I heard Verne's offices were a mess this morning. No, bad thoughts. Don't overthink. Just go. Yo, Harrison, right? We're at Arkride, Arkride Solutions. We got a 4 SPG for us. Oh, thank gods, I could really use your help. How so? Can you fill us in on the details? You're from Verne's Weapons Development Division, right? That's right. Wait a minute. Are you a Quatre Legion? Hold on, why is he here? I did not specify that was. Did I not specify that this was to be kept secret from the Institute? Your request asks for secrecy from Verne employees, not the Institute of Science personnel. And anyway, Quatre here ain't a researcher today. He's working with me for reasons. We won't know how to help you if you don't tell us what the problem is. I feel like this might be related to Professor Callahan's situation. Alright. But please keep this under wraps. If the CEO Tausend hears about this, oh gods, help me. I can't promise that. It depends on the severity of your situation. But I can promise I'll hear you out before making any moves. We're getting that classified info is in our best interest at any rate. Anything beyond that, well, that's the Spriggan's jurisdiction. Well, ain't the kid awfully bossy? Fine, I can work with that. Let me explain myself in full, please, and preferably in private. So, well, there's no good way I can phrase this. I got caught in a honey trap. Oh, I've heard of those. They crop up a lot in books and films. Yes, life really does imitate art. Well, may see it, that ain't really a problem on its own. Should leave you blue ball and bankrupt or what? Well, stop being around the bush. The more we know, the sooner we can get cracking. I know, ugh. It was late last night. I had just gotten off my shift at work. I had with me that briefcase with the classified documents in it, as discussed earlier. And that was when I bumped into her, a hostess. She said she fell out with a regular customer she was fond of. She looked awful. But then one thing led to another, and we drank together at Hotel Ingress. Yeah, and what did that lead to? Spit something more, that's why don't you. That's enough. Do I really need to go in that into more detail? Down there, and your snide little quips aren't helping. So what happened afterward? I don't remember, honestly. I couldn't keep my eyes open. When I came to, it was already next morning. But then she was long gone, and she'd taken the briefcase with her. I panicked. I heard about 4 SPG requests, so I sent one in to try to save face. Huh. Bring classified materials of Romantic trust is rash, to say the least. I know. Just with security clearance and all, I figured it would be safe. Indeed, the security card system has made outside attempts of data breaches difficult. Perhaps that was what led them to target an insider like yourself. So you'll take it, right? We have to act fast, or that briefcase is as good as gone. What should we do, Van? Alright, we'll take it. Whew, thank you so much. I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, Van. I can't overlook this myself. So just to make sure, have you contacted the hotel and asked if they still have it? You might have just left it at the bar elsewhere. They have a lesson found for those sort of things, I believe. Actually, that's a good point. I was so panicked that I just assumed it was stolen. Let's head up to the hotel first then. If they have it, case closed. Might not even have to charge you for that one. But if it was stolen, then we're on the case. Right, that's fine with me. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, but we don't have anything of that description. We asked our guests to return any missing items they found, but we haven't seen nor heard of a briefcase. Housekeeping has cleaned your room already, but they didn't find anything there either. Well, great. Does this sound like it was stolen then? And that brings us to our mystery woman. By the by, do you happen to see a hostess or hostess-esque woman leaving the hotel yesterday morning? Oh, a hostess, not that I can recall. A master of disguise? I see, very odd. So where could she have gone in that time? Anybody in general leave around that time then? Oh yes, actually. There was a researcher who rushed out of the hotel that morning. She looked like she was in a hurry. And did she? Yeah, I think she did. She might have had a case of her. Oh, a disguise, huh? A researcher? You know, now I think about it, she was really sharp. She knew far more about engineering than a layman should. I had been talking to her about my job, and she was asking me really in-depth questions about the tech I brought up. Well, sounds like her hostess gig's BS then, and the scientist act too. Yeah, she knows more than she lets on. That puts the honey trap theory back on the table. And that means the hunt is on. We'll handle the investigation from here. I think we've got enough to go on now. Right. Thank you ever so much. So we have a general idea of who the suspect is. Now how do we find her? Process of elimination, I'm thinking. We can try to figure out where she couldn't be. Let's go over the briefcase before that. First step here will be figuring out a motive. What was in there and why was she after it? That's classified info, as I'm sure I don't need to remind you. But well, yeah, we do need to know. Van, can I trust you? Trust is everything in this line of work. Your secrets are safe with us, I promise. Alright, Harrison, you will fill us in. Okay, fine. So the blueprints for a new orbital gun, plus some other design documents. The military is planning to adopt them soon. We've been getting our parts and assembly pipelines ready. If those design docs were to fall in the wrong foreign hands, yeah, that would be quite a problem. It does explain why its contents are so highly classified. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but if they get the ducks, making the actual gun wouldn't be easy. It uses some very rare, very complicated metal alloys. And as far as I'm aware, only Basel has the custom-made machining tools required to work with them. He said if he was well versed with engineering, she might realize she needs those allies to be once she starts reading the documents. Could she still be in the city then, trying to procure some alloys for herself? You can't just work with them by hand. Those alloys are useless without the proper special tools. And you can't just buy them from the Verne store unless you show them your certification card. So if she knew she needed the alloys, she shouldn't be able to use them. She did steal your certification card too, did she? She shouldn't have. Oh no. Harrison frantically searched his pockets, but his certification card was absent. Are you kidding me? Not my certification card too. Oh no. Yeah, I figured as much. She already had you wrapped around her finger. Let's sure she went to the Verne store with it. Let's head over there and ask around. You just sit tight till we finish our investigation. We'll keep you posted. Okay, good luck. Welcome. Well, always good to see Institute folks. What can I do for you for? Well, hello, we have a question. So, did a female researcher come by the store this morning? Yeah, somebody came by earlier today. Looked like a researcher to me. She was a real looker, I remember that much. She dropped right after we opened. I see, did she buy anything? She did, yeah, she asked for some alloy machining tools. It was a bit of a strange ask. But she had her certification card on her, so yeah, I went ahead and got those for her. She also asked where she could get the alloys themselves. Maybe she needed them for a project or something. Anyway, I told her they might be able to help her over gift cards. So that's where our little fox ran off to. We better best hurry. Thanks for the info. Well, if it isn't Quatre, what's got you looking so serious? I had a quick question for you, if you don't mind. Have you had a woman from the Institute come by looking for metal alloys? Oh, it's like you saw it happen. We had someone like that come by just a bit ago. She had a valid card, so I went ahead and sold her the alloy she wanted. Should I not have? No, don't sweat. We just need to talk with her about something. I see. Well, I guess that's fair. Oh, now you mentioned, actually. She said something about heading off to Liberal after she was done with her business here in Basel. Zeiss? Is she working for Zeiss? If I had to guess, she probably made for Auge Canyon. Thing is, she was driving some sporty ETWS make, so you probably couldn't catch her if you tried. Well, that gives us a good idea of where she is at any rate. Thank you. Should we head over to Canyon then? I mean, it's not like we can catch her if we do. You heard him, man. Nope, it's northeast is where we're heading. Why? That's the complete opposite direction. Think about it. We're dealing with somebody who's making off of classified info and trying to shake the cops off her tail. So why would she just tell some random where she's going? She ain't gonna leave a trail like that. That does make sense, but why did she tell Yushin she was going to Liberal? To Steven might suspect she may very well have known she's being followed. Having stolen top secret intel, she's likely trying to throw the authorities off her trail. That does make sense. It's exactly what a criminal would do. I agree with Van. Let's head for the highway toward Edith. Yeah, once we're back in Newtown, we can hop in my car and hunt them down. Okay. Hop in, gang. We're taking a truck. We need to catch her before it's too late. Pursue. Well, she's a comfy ride, right? Or it's comfortable, yes, but I don't think now is the time to be discussing that. Just hurry, please. We have to make sure that the classified information doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Yeah. Oh, I think that's the car. Looks like she's about to stop. I'm gonna pull over too, so get ready. And then she's gonna start hitting the gas just to screw up us. Yes, I left Basel with the documents in hand. I also procured a special tools and alloys, even if that was outside the scope of the mission. But that aside, everything has gone according to plan. I'll have to let you go for a moment. I'll call back shortly. I believe we have found our perpetrator. This is the honey shop girl. Yeah, I hit that. Oh dear, I thought my little ruse would have bought me more time. You do not appear to be associated with the police or Marduk. Perhaps you might be interested in negotiating. I can offer you a substantial reward if you let me go. Tempting, but nah. Normally I'd be up for a little wheeling and dealing, but I got a pair of scrutinizing eyes on me. Afraid you're just gonna have to hand over the case. What exactly would you have done had I not tagged along? Oh my, a researcher from the Institute is here as well. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but the case stays with me. I'll give you two options. Go back to Basel empty-handed or return body bags. We will never agree to your terms. I concur. We'll instead opt for the third option. Fight! That orbital gun design looks eerily familiar. It must be... Well, don't say I didn't warn you. What, she has monsters the whole time? Someone came prepared. Not like it'll make any difference, though. We'll make mincemeat out of them in seconds flat.
Keep your guard up.
Wait, why is she not in the enemy party? She must have turned tail. She must have turned tail and ran, damn it.
I'll take care of them.
Okay. Fuck, I don't have enough AoE.
Keep it up! It's working!
Oh wait, Thanatos Jail is actually good against them, huh?
Some arts work best displaying enemy stats.
They're actually weak to water, huh? Shoot, if only I brought that.
Initializing drive.
I hate that they get millions of turns and I don't. Ugh.
I'll take you on.
Honestly, I should probably just set up a Jabril guard real quick so we don't all die horribly.
I suggest we strike now. Shield! Protect everyone! I won't let this chance slip by. Might want a boost here. I will address you.
Please Nova, I'm nuking all of you out of existence.
Good luck! Huh?
A chance! Xipha activate!
Activating skill. Huh?
Nuke. Drop the whole fucking plan on you.
One skill coming right up.
I'm going.
Now's your chance to boost. Some activating skill.
Have some more.
Nice. Moving on up.
Innocent heal.
Did it!
What? You didn't even fight alongside your own doggos. What the hell? You could have taken the opportunity to just get in the car and run for it. No way. How could I possibly have lost? Checkmate. Now give up the goods. Like, what was even the point of having her draw a gun in the cutscene if she wasn't even going to use it? And while you're at it, answer me this. What organization do you belong to? Who hired you? I can answer that in her set. I recognize that particular gun model. She's likely associated with Arms. You mean that new weapons manufacturer? If I'm remembering things right, their names started making the rounds during the War of the Empire. Correct, they were similar to Marduk in some respects, although they were not nearly as large as an enterprise. Their ambitions for weapons development, however, are quite ferocious. They've been aggressive with expanding their market share of late. And now they're setting out spices to do their dirty work. Damn, that's low. I can't say I disagree. Stealing technology from competitors is hardly an ethical business practice. Tish. Now, I suppose we better get this stuff back to our client. We should also take her back with us. Can you restrain her for me, Frida? On it. Yes, this all looks right. Thank the gods, it's all still here. Thank you so much for getting the briefcase back. That's a relief. Is this case closed then? Well, no, it looks like they broke into it. She needed to procure the right allies and their tools, so I think she probably got to read the documents. The information itself has likely reached Arms already. How they plan to utilize that information, I'm not sure. But simply having Republic schematics will give them an advantage in their own research and development. This is bad, really bad. There has to be something we can do to stop that, but what? There's another card we can play, but you might not like it. We can just bring in some groups to help us out, but then, well, you know, they'll know. This matter concerns more than just you now. There are far-reaching industrial secrets at stake. It would be in your best interest to swallow your pride and consult the authorities. Alright, fine, the company can know. What's your plan? Well, if we want to stay in good terms with the boys in blue, then we should probably bring this to Verne and let them work with the police themselves. Hoping we'll be blown wide open at that point, but the client made his bed there. That'll at least stop the intel from spreading. Or we can call some friends in their places. We hit up the second lieutenant and the CID will have this snuffed out in no time. I think they'll be happy with an industrial spy as down payment. I think there's a monster hunting quest later, so I think I should pick the gray option. Let's give the CID a call. The second lieutenant just happens to be in the area. She should be able to recover it. The CID, why go all the way up to them? Wouldn't the police be better suited for local investigations? Now, the police can't do much about the big picture. This will really throw a wrench in her plans. For better or worse, the police stick to the letter of the law. The CID, they don't really answer anything. Justice is blind, but they've got eyes everywhere. Arms as a whole ain't going anywhere once they're done with this perp. I see. Tish. Well, that should be fine then. We'll contact the CID if it's all the same to you. Yeah, I don't really have a choice. I need to bite the bullet and confess. Then solid. Risette, can you call the CID? Certainly. Before long, Second Lieutenant Kayla and her CID accompaniment arrived at the scene. The spy was taken into CID custody, followed shortly by cutthroat negotiations with Arms. The client did ultimately confess to his error. However, because he nonetheless helped the CID apprehend the spy, he conveniently expunged his name from the report to the Verne Company. Seriously, I can't thank you guys enough. Without your help, that briefcase would have done some serious damage in the wild. I think it's probably for the best that we consulted the CID, as much as I didn't want to. Yeah, it sucks that we couldn't honor the original request, but hey. Now that we got brownie points with the CID, and you still got a clean sheet. Yeah. I feel a bit guilty getting off scot-free, but well, I can't complain about that, can I? Thank you for concocting such an airtight plan. I need to excuse myself for a minute now. They'd like to question me. Best of luck.
All in a day's work.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Yes, gray ranks. Got Mayor Gray. Yes, everything comes with a different version of Mare. Only Van can use it, of course.
Your orbment, are you?
Question is, are these straight up upgrades to Mare, or do they take away from other stats that could help me? Yeah. They're same level, huh? Actually, it carried over the same experience as well. But it's possible that they'll grow differently if I try to switch out. Oh no, I lose my hit point EP regen, so that could make tanking more difficult. But at the same time, I get way more evasion. But I also get no crit rate. This is... I don't know. This could still give me evade tank gimmicks to work with. 42 plus 66 is almost 100%, by the way. If I could take advantage of that, even if it takes a few bars, it could be worth it to evade tank against physicals, but magic will still kill me. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Trails Through Daybreak. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit that bell icon.